Hi, welcome to Bipolar Mindfulness. My name is Ash. Here we talk about two things. One, having a mental health condition, and two, cultivating mindfulness. Let's talk about something called ego fatigue. I have a real problem when I go through the grocery store about not getting a candy bar when I get to the register. And apparently there is something to this. It's also the same idea as to why addicts can't quite seem to become recovering addicts. It's not easy at all. And it's because of this thing called ego fatigue. So I'm going through the grocery store and I'm deciding what I want to put in my cart. And I want things that are healthy. And so I put those in. And I don't want to put in things that are not so healthy. So I have to fight the urge to do that. And by the time I've made all of these decisions, I get to the register, I see the Heath bar, which is my guilty pleasure, and forget it. Yes, let's just get it. Now, that's ego fatigue. So let's look at this in the context of an addiction. And by addiction, I mean anything that gives us so much dopamine, but that is detrimental to our lives long term, but we can't stop it. So for me, my addiction is to sugar, and I know that long term, that's going to really affect my health. I know that there are negative consequences, but I can't stop. That's an addiction. So it can be shopping, it can be cigarettes, it can be caffeine, it can be nicotine, it can be work. Addictions come in all forms. Why is it so hard for a recovering addict to finally just drop the addiction? It's this thing called ego fatigue. So I'm sitting on my couch and I want something sweet. And I tell myself, nope, I'm not going to do it. And the urge keeps coming up and I keep saying no. And the urge keeps coming up and I keep saying no. But every time we take action or we make a decision, that takes mental energy. And we only have so much mental energy. So at a certain point, we have ego fatigue. We give in. It's not because we're weak. We're just tired. We just don't have enough mental energy to keep saying no. And that's why I think, speaking from an addict's perspective, it hurts my heart when I give in, because I think, gosh, I was doing so well. I was so strong. I had a plan. I knew I didn't want to do this anymore. Why did I break? And it's not our fault. It's not a character flaw or a weakness in us. It's just this simple mental, biological, psychological thing called ego fatigue. So tomorrow we're going to talk about how to have more mental energy so that as the need to take action or the need to make a decision comes up, and they will, every time we take action, every time we make a decision, our mental energy gets a little more depleted. So if we have more mental energy, then we have a better chance of fighting off the impulse to give in to the addiction. Okay, so the 1, 2, 3 update. I have kind of leveled off a little bit of depression. Nothing bad, just not motivated and really having to pull it out of myself to get things done, but certainly not in the bowels of a depressive episode, by no means. I had a great appointment with my doctor. We looked at the taper plan. We agreed that because of everything that's happening right now with the tornado and the pandemic that's going on in the world, that we're going to make the taper even more relaxed, make it take even longer. So I was going to go from 175 to 150 in about a week, and we're going to go out in 2 weeks just to make sure it won't hurt anything at all to take it a little more slowly. I just don't want to destabilize. Number 2, my weight. Started this week at 188, today 186. Now we do know that 1 to 2 pounds of weight fluctuation is perfectly normal, but I'm hoping I'm going in the right direction. I've been stopping eating 5 hours before I go to bed. I've also learned at the 5-hour mark, I need to eat a big meal, because if I don't, then about an hour before bed, I get hungry. And another trick I'm adding is as soon as I have that bigger meal, I brush and floss. So if I have to have something, then that means I have to brush and floss again. And that has become a bit of a deterrent for me as well. There we are on my weight. And what has mindfulness taught me today? Mindfulness has taught me to begin to notice not only when I'm depleting my mental energy, but when I finally have experienced ego fatigue. So today I was at Walmart trying to get some supplies, and there are all these decisions to make about what to buy, what not to buy, what brand, how much can I pay for this or that. And I became aware that every single decision, from the brand that I want to the quantity that I want, all of those decisions, and then putting it in the buggy, making sure I have the money. So I get up to the register and I see that Heath bar. I got it. But I knew that it wasn't because I was a weak person or that I had no self-control. It's that I was tired. And that's kind of the worst thing about ego fatigue, is we lose our ability to control our actions. So let's not beat ourselves up, but just be aware. I am mentally depleted. I'm experiencing ego fatigue. I have lost the ability to control certain impulses. So it made me feel a little better. I didn't beat myself up so bad, and I very much enjoyed the Heath bar on the way home. So thank you guys for watching. I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.